Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we are going to talk about the inspector button. Now, you thought the plus button was awesome? Wait till you see some of the things that the inspector button can do. The inspector button, or the I button, is up here to the right next to the plus button. And the inspector button allows you to manipulate the items that you've added to a page in your book. So it is a very important button. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus button, and I'm going to add a few things to the book. I'm going to add a shape. Let's add some text here. All right, and then we can even use the blank page as part of our demonstration. So I'm going to click on my text, and then I'm going to click the inspector. And again, what the inspector button does is it allows you to manipulate that text. So I can change the size of the text by dragging the slider. Left, center, right, justify, bold, italicize, underline. I can change the fonts, colors, backgrounds, and I can even add columns to that text box. So the inspector button, as you can see, allows you to really customize what you've added to the page. Now, the fun thing about the inspector is when I click on a different item, so in this case, I'm going to click on the shape. When I click on a different item and click inspector, it changes the options. So now I can add a color, I can add a shadow, a border. If I choose to add a border, I can even add a border color. And then I can drag the slider and change the size of the border. So again, you can see the inspector button really helps to personalize and really make your books awesome. Now, an interesting dilemma, I guess, happens with the inspector button sometimes. I get an email from teachers every once in a while explaining this. But when I click on an item and click the inspector, you'll notice that the inspector kind of covers up part of your book. And I don't see the arrow here, so I can't move to a new page. I kind of lose functionality. And I always have to click on the page, click on a different item, and then click inspector again in order to make changes to different pieces of the book. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip. All right, something that will, I think, improve your workflow and make things better for you and students. At the top of the inspector, so it doesn't matter what you click, whether it's a blank page or a specific item, you're going to click the inspector. And right there at the top, there is a pin. And when you click the pin, notice what happens. It takes the book and it kind of shoves it over to the left, and it leaves the inspector pinned on the right. And so this is awesome because every time I click on a different item, the inspector changes. So there's the options for text. I click on the shape, and now there's the options for shapes, and I don't lose any functionality of the book. So I really do think this is going to improve your workflow and for that of you and your students. So I really encourage you to take a look at the inspector and see how it can make your books even better. Have a great day and happy bookmaking.